Have you ever gotten so mad at other idiots in a campground that you just want to pull your hair out?
Hey friends, I'm going to give you 2 examples of things people do in campgrounds that just annoy the heck out of everyone else around them. Now, some people think that if you're annoyed by something, you're way too sensitive. Some people think it's the other person's fault for being that rude and obnoxious and selfish. So I'm going to give you these examples, and in the comment section, put which side you agree with. Now, this first incident did not happen to me personally. This came from a discussion that was in another group online, and I got a kick out of it. This woman was telling this story, and a lot of people were going off on her. But here's the gist of it. She's in a campground, and she's there pretty long term. She's having to work in the area. So here comes a camper family in, paying for their $20, $30 a day spot, and they pull out a cornhole game, which the kids proceed to start playing. Now, again, you're in a campground, you're 6 feet, 8 feet maybe away from the very next RV, one stacked on top of another after another after another in a lot of these campgrounds. For those of you that don't know what cornhole is, it's kind of like horseshoes. You know what horseshoes sound like if you've been around. Clang, clang, clang. Well, cornhole is played with a plastic board if you buy a cheap set at Walmart or somewhere, or a really nice wooden board, and it's played by throwing bean bags in through the air and into a hole. And these things hit these boards, and it sounds a lot like this. Thump, thump. It has all the enjoyment of sitting and listening to some child bang a basketball repeatedly off the side of their house. So the question is this: is this woman right, or is this woman wrong? Should she have a realistic expectation of being able to enjoy herself and not have to listen to excessive noise in a campground? A lot of the discussion in this group was about how to handle this type of situation. Here's my suggestion.
Here's the proper way to handle the cornhole family. Am I allowed to say that out loud? Cornhole family? Sure, we'll go with it. You walk over to their campsite, very nice and very polite, and you have this conversation. Hey y'all, oh my God, is that cornhole? I love cornhole. Can I watch you all play? And a few seconds later, then you want to go, hey, I got dibs on the winner. Then you look at the parents and go, it's awful warm out here. Y'all got a beer? They may turn you down for that, in which case you go, that's all right. I got some back in my camper. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was that late. It's time for my meds. You don't want to see what happens when I miss my meds. Can I bring y'all a beer back? How about you kids? You want me to bring you a beer back? I'm a little hungry too, honey. Why don't you fix me a sandwich while I'm gone? I'll be right back with them beers. If you act crazy enough and you get really lucky and you stay going about 10 minutes, they'll pack up and leave while you're gone. That's how you take care of your problem. No arguments, no conflict. The Kevin Budget Travel Guy way. But we're talking about a realistic expectation of being able to enjoy yourself. Because you have all different kinds of people and attitudes, and you know, you and I both know there's people in the world that have this attitude, by God, I paid my money and I'll do whatever I want to do. You know, you sound like an 8-year-old there, buddy. But the fact is, somebody pulls out and sets up horseshoes. They set up this cornhole game that's going to have that repetitive thumping sound. It's not only the people beside of them. I guarantee it's the next 10 rigs in every direction.
If people are trying to sit outside, they're going to be sitting and having to listen to those repetitive sounds over and over and over again. And while you can have the person that has the attitude, by God, I paid my money, I'll do what I want to, the fact is, there could be 40 people around that person that all worked and paid their money too, to have a reasonable expectation of being able to go out into nature, into a campground, and have some peace and quiet and listen to birds and squirrels and just silence and just the wind blowing through trees. And, you know, we all know there's going to be some noise from time to time if there's other people around. Are you supposed to listen to that and be all right with listening to that for hours and hours and hours on end? So is this woman in the right? Is this woman in the wrong? The people doing this, the parents that brought this out there, are they in the right? Are they in the wrong? The second situation, while not quite as serious and not quite as annoying, at least in my opinion, but it does annoy a lot of people when you're in campgrounds, is some people just don't like other people walking through their campsite. And, you know, the general rule out in civilized societies is you don't go through other people's yards without permission. Some people are really offended by stuff like this. Some people not so much, but there's reasons that you may not want people. You know, you may be inside, you may be taking a nap, you don't want people close enough to be able to look through your windows. Maybe you're just a private, quiet person. There's nothing wrong with being an introvert. There's nothing wrong with just not being in the mood to be around people for a few hours. This is why you're out and enjoying the outdoors and camping and campsites and things. You should be able to, within reason, do what you want to, and that includes being left alone. Another reason people don't want everybody walking through their campsites is just, unfortunately, depending on how much stuff you have sitting out and sitting around, some people are paranoid of theft. And depending on where you happen to be, that's not quite an insane assumption. Thefts do happen. I mean, you've rented a space, it's not very big. You know, it may be 15 feet by 40 feet or something, but you're still not talking a great amount of space. So the question again is, what is the proper etiquette? Well, the proper etiquette is don't do it. Don't walk through people's campsites if you don't have permission, if you don't know them. If I'm going up to a campsite of somebody I know, I stay on whatever the road, the path is, and I generally don't run up and bang on their door, because for all I know, they could be asleep, they could be doing something, they could be going to the bathroom, they could be on the phone with somebody, whatever. So when I start up the path towards them, I announce my presence. And if they don't come out and acknowledge me, I generally don't go on up and start banging on their doors and windows to get them to come out. To me, that's proper etiquette. What's your opinion? There are many, many, many more things that people do in camping and campsites that annoy other people and just set people off sometimes. Now, we don't want this video to run too long, so we'll cover that stuff in some future videos. I really look forward to seeing your responses and your opinions on this topic. I do want to mention real quick, there'll be a link down in the description. There is a Facebook page now, so if you have a Facebook account, you can click on that link. It'll take you over to the Budget Travel Guy page. I'm trying to get some stuff on there, not just video links, but the great thing about that is ideas pop into my head and different things for us to chat about. Maybe something that's popped up newsworthy that's not worth me making a long drawn out video for. I can put it on that Facebook page and we can interact a little bit there. And of course, future videos coming for this channel, more van life stuff, more travel stuff, more money saving stuff, more cooking and, you know, what we eat on the road and ways to make money and save money. So we have a lot of stuff coming, and we'll see you soon.